And the torch has been passed as Donald Trump officially becomes our 45th president this weekend. The inauguration surrounded by pomp and circumstance, with Mr. Trump taking the oath of office on the Capitol Hill steps. My next guest helped kick off the entire ceremony. He is Senator Roy Blunt, chairman of the Joint Congressional Committee on Inaugural Ceremonies and vice chairman of the Senate Republican Conference. Sir, it is good to see you, and it was good to see you up there on Friday, kicking everything off with your introductions. How do you think it went?
Well, it was good to be part of that. I actually think this is one of those things that we do that's very important, not only here, but all over the world. You know, I started my remarks by quoting President Reagan in his first inauguration. Was what we do here is commonplace and miraculous. And the miracle is that we've made it seem commonplace, that since 1789, every 4 years, whether it was in the middle of the Civil War or World War II or economic downturn, we always have that transition of power, that peaceful transition of power. And one other thing, Maria, since World War II, only one time has either political party held the White House 3 times in a row. So as often as not only are you changing the president, but you're also changing the political party in charge. And the way we do that is, I think, one of the great examples of democracy we set for the world.
Yeah, I agree with you. I was there, and I could not have been prouder. I felt so honored to be witness to the way we do things and the democracy that unfolded, which is why it's so sad to see 70 Democrats boycott the inauguration. Even Hillary Clinton tweeted out, I'm here because of my loyalty to democracy. How damaging, or what was the impact that those Democrats decided not to come?
You know, I don't think it had any real impact. I mean, they have to decide on their own how they explain that decision. And many of those Democrats that didn't come are Democrats that I've worked with and look forward to continuing to work with. I think Senate Democrats all came. It was House Democrats that decided they were going to make a statement. But there were plenty of people that wanted those 50 or 60 or whatever it was seats, 1,600 people on that platform, a great reflection of our constitutional government. And so, yeah, you know, there were almost 500 members of the Congress there. President Clinton, President Carter, President Bush, every president that was able to be there was there. That says something about what happened that day.
It sure does. Let me move on to the work that has begun already, Senator. And President Trump has said that he is going to put forth his pick for the Supreme Court seat vacated by the late Anthony Scalia within 2 weeks. What are you expecting?
Well, I expect, among other things, that the legacy of President Trump, the greatest legacy, is likely to be the courts generally. Over 100 vacancies of the courts of appeals, and then the appeal to those courts, the circuit courts. It's an incredible opportunity for him to really establish a long-term view of what the courts look like. And of course, nowhere more important than the Supreme Court. We know he'll have one vacancy to fill. I think you have to imagine that there'll be more than one vacancy in this 4-year term. And so a court that's been evenly divided for a long time is likely to be defined by this president. And I know he's thinking about this. I had a chance to visit with him a little bit the week before the inauguration. Is one of the topics we briefly talked about. But I think it's it's the most important legacy that he is likely to leave, and we intend to confirm his nominee. So you think his nominee gets confirmed despite what Senator Schumer is saying, that they are going to scrutinize as much as possible? I think absolutely his nominee gets confirmed, assuming that nominee doesn't have a problem that the president doesn't know about when he nominates him. He's going to nominate somebody conservative, somebody hopefully healthy and young, that's going to be on that court for a long time. And remember, the other 100+ vacancies, without any question, can be confirmed by 51 Republican senators or 51 senators of any mix. But I think we're going to see the Republican Senate have a real impact with this Republican president on the future of the court system.
All right, we'll be watching that important nomination. Thank you so much, Senator. Good to see you this morning.